years, how much cash balances we have to keep in our bank account. That forecasting we are going to do. Okay. Monitoring collections and disbursement. Okay, efficient and prompt collections. Here we have to monitor that collections from the customers. We have sold goods on credit basis to customer, finished goods we have sold. We have to monitor the collection period. Okay, that is also debtors collection period. It is also important. We are going to see when we are going to see the operating cycle. That time again the collection period is important. Debtors collection period. See here, just I will show you. When we have seen this, see here, when we have seen this working capital cycle is equals to raw material storage period. How many months we are keeping, how many days we are keeping the raw material in our store department, and work in progress holding period. How much stock or how much stock is lying on the floor. Okay, lying on the floors means to produce a single product there are different types of floors, different types of stages. Okay, 10 stages were there, 15 stages were there, or 3 stages. Okay, at each stage the raw material kept idle or it has been there. How much is the holding period of each stage that we are going to see. Finished goods storage period, that is important. How many days we are keeping the storage finished goods in our store department, and debtors collection period. We have sold the goods on a credit basis, and how much period required to collect the debts. Okay, and credit period availed, what how much it is, which like while purchasing a raw material, how much credit period we have availed, that we are going to see. And if we are deducting from this all three, then only we are going to get the working capital operating cycle period, total operating cycle period. Okay. Okay. The collections, so whatever collections we are going to do from the customers, that is also important. We have to make efficient and prompt collections on time. Before due date, we have to ask to the customer, okay, due date is nearest tomorrow or day after tomorrow is the due date. Okay, you have to make a payments. We have to inform. Then only we are able to get. If the particular customer forgotten to make a payment, then ultimately we are losing our funds and we are not getting our funds on time. And we have planned according to that. Suppose they have planned according to that funds we are going to get, and then from that funds we are going to meet our short-term obligations. We have planned. That's the reason we have to make a we have to remind to the debtors or the customers, and we have to collect on time. We don't have to delay. If we are delaying, we are facing a losses. We are not able to make the payments to the creditors. Okay, we are not able to meet our short-term obligations if we are not collecting payments from the customers on time. Okay, control of payables. Whatever payables we have, payables means bills payable. Whatever payables we have to control on payables. We always ask to the suppliers to extend the credit period. Okay, and ultimately what happens if the credit period is increased by supplier, we have sufficient time to make the cash management properly. If the supplier has extended credit period, what has happened? We are going to make the payment and we are going to use cash for some another purpose till the period, how much period is allowed by supplier, extended the supplier credit period. That much period we are going to use cash for other purpose, other productive purpose. This will going to happen. Okay. Next, maintaining optimum cash balance. We have to maintain optimum cash balance. Optimum here means there should not be any shortage. There should not be excess cash balance in our bank account or in our hand or equivalents, cash equivalents. We have to maintain optimum. Maintain optimum. Optimum means here we in our working or day-to-day working, we don't have to have a shortfall of cash balance while making payments to any creditor or any bills, while paying any bills payable. We don't have any shortage. We have sufficient balance. Okay. At the same time, we don't have huge balance in our bank account or in our hand or in cash equivalent. It should be optimum. There should not be any storage. There should not be any shortage, or there should not be huge balance we are keeping idle. You getting my point, students? This
Yes,
much is
sir.
clear.
Yes, sir.
See here a cash budget again. A cash budget is an estimate of the receipts and payments for each month or other period forming part of the whole budget period. Okay, if we are preparing cash budget for 6 months or a 1 month or a 1 year, it it is it is depends on us how much period we are going to take to prepare a cash budget. Okay, period of cash budget like 6 months, 1 year cash budget. Cash budget, it will estimate the receipts and payments for each month. Okay, it will estimate receipts and payments for each month, how many receipts we are going to get in this month and how many payments we have to make. Okay, this is a known as cash budget. We are estimating, we are forecasting future receipts and future payments. Okay, if we know that in this particular month we are going to receive the particular payment and we are able to make the payment to the creditors also. If we have to know that, if we have forecasted, if we have prepared a cash budget, then only we are able to know and we are able to meet our requirements and we are able to know how much receipts we are going to receive. Okay, this is a cash budget. Every organization prepares cash budget. Cash budget is the estimation of cash receipts and cash payments. Okay, receipts and payments or receipts and disbursement you can take. Whatever payments you have to make, you have to know in the advance. Okay, whatever receipts you are going to get near future, you have to know in advance. Then according to that you are going to manage. Like see, in the particular month we are not able to going to receive any receipt, then you can manage in a particular way. You are going to meet your short-term obligation. You have to make just payment, but receipts are not there in your bank account. You are not going to get any receipt, but you have to make a payment. You have to manage additional cash from somewhere else. Okay, this particular cash budget all organizations will going to prepare, and it may be a 12 months cash budget, 6 months cash budget, quarterly cash budget they are going to prepare. According to that, they were going to plan their expenditures and their whatever their receipts they were going to get, that they were going to plan. Okay, if the cash budget is with you, you know that in this month we are sufficient cash, we don't have to bother about additional cash requirement because we are going to receive receipt from the particular time. Okay, the cash budget is prepared, then you are able to meet your short-term obligations also, and you are going to receive cash on time. And means ultimately you will also remind to your customers, you will collect cash on time. Okay, from your debtors, you can say simply. Okay, according to Guthman and Dougal, cash budget is an estimate of cash receipts and disbursement for the future period of time. Okay, future period of time, I already told you cash budget is the estimation of cash receipts and payments. Like how we have finance budget, future estimation of income and expenditure they were going to do. Here we are going to estimate our cash receipts of organization and cash payments or disbursement of any cash or for any purpose we are making a disbursement for our future period, like next 1 month, 3 months, 2 months, that we are making. Now we are going to see functions of cash budget. Cash budget ensure the sufficient cash is available when required. Okay, see here, if we are prepared a cash budget, then only we are able to know that the cash is sufficient and is available whenever we require. Next 6 months, 1 year prediction we are going to do, and we will, while calculating, see that every month we are going to collect all your receipts, whatever receipts you are going to collect in the particular month, and whatever expenditure you are going to make in the particular month, that if you are going to receive 1000 rupees as your total receipts and you are going to make 800 rupees your total payment, then 200 rupees is additional cash with you. Okay, fine, it's clear. If you want to make you are going to receive 800 and you have to make a 1000 rupees payment, 200 rupees additional cash you have to manage from any another source. Okay, if you are going to prepare the cash budget, and it ensure that there is sufficient cash is available whenever we have to make a payment. Okay, to avoid any expected shortage of cash, whether long term and short term. Okay, we have to expect any shortage of cash is going to happen, that we are going to expect that what is happening in near future. Okay, if we have prepared a cash budget, then only we are going to know that. To preserve a liquidity, it is going to preserve a liquidity. Okay, it is a liquid asset. Okay, to reveal the seasonable requirement such as payment of income tax. We are going to know that seasonable requirements of any expenditure like income tax. We are going to make a advance income tax quarterly or 6 monthly. We are making a taxes, or we are not making a tax. We are making a final tax payment. That we can do seasonal requirements also. We can reveal. Okay, we can know that. To indicate the availability of cash discount, wherever cash discounts are available, like we are giving cash discounts, it indicates the availability of cash discount, like how much cash discount we have to give, okay, how much that cash discount we have to avail. It will indicate if we are having a cash budget. Okay, to assist in sound investment policy. Okay, it will assist a sound investment policy, like whenever the cash balance is excess, we are going to invest this cash balance in short term instruments, in a money market instrument, to get a returns. Okay, see here, if we have 1 lakh rupees idle balance in our bank account, we can use that 1 lakh rupees to purchase a treasury bills, or we can deposit, we can have a fixed deposit of that 1 lakh rupees. That we can do. Okay, if we have a proper cash budget prepared. Okay, next is to indicate the availability of funds for replacement of asset, addition to asset, or expansion schemes, etc. We have to, like cash budget we have prepared, we know that whatever requirements we have, if we are replacing the any asset, we should have cash balance, sufficient cash balance to purchase the asset or replace the particular asset or purchase the additional asset. Okay, for expansion schemes, any expansion scheme is there, we have planned our expansion, then we have to keep a cash to meet the expansions payments or whatever may be the obligations we are going to face. If we have prepared a cash budget, then only we know that after 6 months or after 3 months we are going for replacing the asset, we require this much amount of cash, we have to manage that cash. From any another source we have to arrange that cash, or we can arrange that cash means how we are going to arrange? We are going to selling the goods on a cash basis instead of selling the goods on a credit basis. In this way we are going to arrange the cash to meet our obligations, okay, which we have planned. Okay, in near future we have to going for any expansion scheme or replacements of assets, okay, fixed asset, that we can do. Students, this much is clear, the cash budget functions. Hello?
Yes,
Students,
sir.
all of you are with me? All of you are with me?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
yes, okay. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yeah, students, now we are going to see the estimation of working capital. Okay, how much working capital we required to produce, okay, to require the meet our requirements. Okay, I have told you previously the working capital denotes, okay, working capital means current assets minus current liabilities. Okay, working capital refers to excess of current assets over current liabilities. Okay, then tell me students, which are the current assets? Okay, which are the current assets? Anyone? Students? Hello?
It's a bills receivable.
Bills receivable, good. Bills receivable is your current assets. Okay. Okay.
Prepaid
Again,
expenses.
prepaid expenses, good. It is also a current assets. Is also current asset. Next. Yeah. Hello. Investment, short-term investment. Okay. Investment may be a long-term, but we have to categorize. Investments are short-term. Okay. Then again,
Debtors.
debtors, sundry debtors. Okay. This is your current asset. Then any another? Okay.
Cash.
Raw material pending in inventory. Okay, raw material we are keeping in inventory. Okay, Raw
Cash.
material. Yeah, tell me. Hello.
Cash.
Cash. Okay, cash in hand, cash balance. Okay, these all are your current assets. Okay. Now, here we have to categorize the current assets like stock of raw material. Stock of raw material. Stock of raw material means the raw material which we are keeping in our store. Okay, stock of raw material that we are keeping in our store department. Okay. Okay. Again, the uh, again the work in progress material. Work in progress. Work in progress means you can have the example the raw material lying on a floor. Okay, semi finished raw material. Okay, semi finished product you can say. Okay, semi finished raw material. Semi finished the product you can say, like the product which is like the particular material is lying on a floor. Okay, means we, so you can see an example you can take an example where there is a huge like we have to prepare the particular product, but to prepare a particular product there are 10 stages. There are 10 stages to complete the manufacturing of that product. See, there are 10 stages to complete the manufacturing of the product. Means, see here students, 10 stages, like at one stage we will do some activity. Okay, we will keep and we will send to the another second stage, and second stage we are doing some activity and we are going to send the product to third stage. In this all these 10 stages the raw material is lying, is there, raw material is there, that is the work in progress raw material. Okay, the work in progress, we will say the raw material, work in progress raw material, and direct labor we are appointed as a labor at a each stage. Okay, for at a each stage means there are 10 stages, 10 stages the workers are working there, that may be or work in progress direct labor you can say. Then overheads, the overhead which we are going to make at a stage for manufacturing purpose that we can consider. Then third point of current assets, like stock of finished goods. Okay, stock of finished goods. The stock of finished goods means the goods which we have prepared and we are keeping on our godown. Okay, on in our warehouse. Okay, again we are keeping our finished goods in our warehouse. Warehouse we are keeping for 10 days to get a demand from the sales department, then only we are going to send the goods, okay, to sales department. This is our finished goods inventory. Then debtors, okay, we have sold goods to particular debtor and we are going to receive the cash in future, it is our current asset, debtors. Okay, then cash equivalent, cash balance, it is our current assets. This is all about our current assets. Students, anyone can tell me, and another point I have forgotten in current asset, that is prepaid expenses. This is also our current assets. Okay, students, can you tell me, anyone can tell me what includes in current liabilities? Students, what includes in current
Sundry
liabilities?
creditors, sir.
Yeah,
Sundry creditors.
sundry creditors, good,
Outstanding
sundry
expenses.
Bills
outstanding,
payable.
bills payable. Okay, good. Again, bank overdraft, good. Okay, bank overdraft, bills payable, outstanding expenses. I will say lag in payment of particular expenses. Lag in payment means there is a delays in payments of particular expenses, that is outstanding. Okay, we are not paid on time. That expenses, sundry creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, these all are our current liabilities. Okay, we in the working capital we are going to touch only to the current assets and current liabilities. Again, I am going to tell you, we are going to touch to current assets and current liabilities. We are not going to see any another part. In the balance sheet, there are two types of assets at asset side: current assets and fixed assets. Current asset, the assets which we are going to convert into cash within a 1 year. Please remember that. Don't miss. If you understood this definition of current asset, then only you are able to bifurcate the current assets. Okay. Motor car, it is our current asset. Students, tell me. Hello. Motor
No,
car,
sir.
it is
No,
your
sir.
current asset? No, it is not your current assets. Okay. Then tell me, investment, short-term investments. Is your current asset short-term investment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Short-term
Yes,
investment
sir.
is your current assets. Current asset. Okay. You can firstly, all of you know that what do you mean by current assets and what do you mean by fixed asset at asset side. Then in liability side, current liabilities and long-term liabilities. Okay. Long-term liabilities means debentures, bank loan is a long-term liability. Current liability, which you are going to pay this liability, you are going to pay this liability within a 1 year. You are going to pay this liability within a 1 year. Like sundry creditors, you are going to make this payment within a 1 year, or bills payable you are going to make, or you are going to make this payment within a 1 year. These all are your current liabilities. Okay, students, all of you are with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you are
Yes,
able
sir.
to see my
Yes, sir.
screen. All of you are able to view my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
This is a statement of working capital requirements we have to prepare. Okay, particulars, amount, and firstly we have to calculate the current assets. Okay, I will add here again one point, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Here total of current assets. Okay. Okay, we have to do total of all current assets, whatever current assets we have. Okay, we required the current assets. The current assets I have told you, the stock of raw material, the work in progress, okay, the finished goods we are keeping in our store department, okay, debtors, okay, prepaid expenses and cash equivalents, cash amount. This all we have to keep. We have to calculate that total of that all we can make, okay, the current assets. Then the current liabilities total we have to make. The liabilities like sundry creditors, outstanding wages, okay, any outstanding overheads, okay, that all we have to calculate the total of current liabilities. Then working capital is equals to current assets minus current liabilities. After doing that, we have to add 10% contingencies. They will mention in the problem, you have to add contingencies. Okay, contingencies means the expenses, the uncertainties will going to happen in near future. That's the reason we are keeping a safety. Okay, there will be a strike in our organization. There will be a strike, or there may be a shortage of raw material. There may be a accident will going to happen in our organization. We are not knowing that. That's the reason we are keeping a margin. That is margin for contingencies. Provision we are going to make 10%, and then adding that we are going to get a net working capital required for the organization for particular 1 year. Okay, and again in the working capital there are two types of approaches. Okay, this much is clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Hello, this much is clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then there are two types of approaches of working capital. Okay, there are two types of approaches. Okay, like total cost approach, cash approach. Okay, total cost approach includes depreciation and profit margin, okay, while calculating working capital. Okay, just listen carefully now what I'm telling you. In total cost approach, it will includes depreciation and profit margins. Okay, while estimating working capital. It includes depreciation and profit margin in total cost approach while we are going to estimate or while calculating working capital. Okay, and in cash approach, okay, depreciation is excluded, okay, from the calculate from for the calculation of cost of production, and profit margin is also excluded. In cash approach, we are not going to consider the profit margin and depreciation, but in cost approach, we are going to consider the depreciation and profit margins. Okay, this is the two approaches because I will tell you they will give a problem and lastly they will write calculate working capital as per the cost approach. Okay, as per the total cost approach means total cost approach they have written means while calculating working capital you don't have to consider the we have to include the depreciation and profit margin to calculate as per the cost approach. Okay, if they ask you to prepare the working capital as per the cash approach, you have to exclude depreciation and the profit margin. Okay, when we will see the problem, that time we will see the cash total cost approach problem and cash approach problem. You are able to know where this is lying. See here again I will tell you one of the example I will give you. Okay, in a total cost approach, just one sorry. See here in total cost approach, tell me the creditors our debtors is our current assets or current liability? Students,
Liability, sir.
debtors, sundry debtors
Current asset.
Current asset.
is our
Asset,
current
sir.
asset. Okay, it is our current asset. See here in total cost approach, as per the total cost approach we have to calculate the working capital. Okay, here you can take an example. Debtors, in debtors the profit margin is included. In sundry debtors profit margin is included. Debtors means the we have sold finished goods to debtors. Selling price is includes cost price plus profit. Profit margin we are going to include while calculating debtors. You getting my point, students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Debtors we have sold 100 units finished goods we have sold and it is a cost, total sales price is 1000 rupees, but actual cost is 800 units, 800 for 100 units and 200 is the profit margin. In total cost approach we have to include the cost margin. We have to consider debtors are 1000 only. You got this point, students? This is clear?
Yes, sir.
And in cash approach, while calculating debtors, we have to exclude the profit margin. Debtors 100 rupees ke debtors hai, as per it includes 800 rupees cost and 200 rupees profit margin. We have to consider debtor 800 only. It is clear? When we are going to see the all the details, that time we are going to see. Okay, but just I have explained you one point. Profit margin as per the total cost we have to include. As per cash approach we don't have to include the profit margin. This is clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah. I have given you the specimen like this is you can take an example of this is a specimen for you to calculate working capital. Current assets 1, 2, 3, 4 you have to add and then it will comes to total current assets and current liabilities you have to add 1, 2, 3, 4 and it comes total liabilities. Here again the next point comes, this much is clear, what I have told you, this much is clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why I am asking you, because little bit we are moving toward, little bit ahead we are moving. Now I have to include the number of days in a year, that point I have to include, that's the reason I am asking you, this much is clear? Hello, students?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. See here, like again, like in a current assets, our date in current asset, our sundry debtors are 4 lakh rupees. Our sundry debtors are 4 lakh rupees. Okay, sundry debtors are 4 lakh rupees. There is a credit period for sundry debtors 3 months. Okay, there is a credit period for the sundry debtors 3 months. 4 lakh rupees, 3 months credit period means 3 by 12 we have to do. 4 lakh multiplied by 3 by 12 we have to do. Then only we are going to get is the total debtors. It's clear? 4 lakh multiplied by 3 by 12. How much comes? 4 lakh multiplied by 3 by 12. 3 by 12. 4 lakh, 40,000. Just 1 minute. 4 lakh multiplied by 3 by 12. How much comes? Students? Hello? All of you are with me? Students?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
4 lakh multiplied by 3 by 12. How much comes?
1 lakh.
1 lakh. 1 lakh is your sundry debtors. Likewise, again, the raw material is a 12 lakh rupees raw material we have in our, they have given in the problem, raw material is 12 lakh. But again, they have told raw material kept in the store for 2 months. Means again 2 by 12 we have to do. 12 lakh multiplied by 2 divided by 12 we have to do. Then only we are able to get the raw material price or the raw material cost we are going to get. Like again, the finished products we have kept in a store or we have kept in a godown for 1 month. 1 by 12 we have to make, we have to multiply with 1 by 12. That you can do. This much is clear. Like for sundry creditors also, we have availed
Yes, sir.
1 month credit, 1 by 12 we have to multiply. For wages, there is a 15 days lag in payment. 15 days means 0.5 divided by 12 we can do. Okay, outstanding wages for 15 days. 15 days means 0.5 divided by 12, or you can do 15 divided by 365 days. Okay. This
Yes,
is
sir.
clear what I want to tell you. When we are going to see the problem from tomorrow, that time all your doubts will be cleared, but just I am explaining what we are going to see in the next class. Okay. And the contingencies they will tell you in the problem, 10% or 12% contingencies we have to add according to the rate they have given to you. Okay. This is clear, students.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow again I am going to give a small problem I will prepare and I will give you. Okay. And that we are going to solve in tomorrow's class. Okay. All of you have got this point. Anyone have any doubts in this, students?
No, sir.
Hello. Okay, just 1 minute. How many? 41 students were present today. Good number. Short problems or in your MCQ examination, they were going to ask you small problems on a working capital, you can say. Okay, they were going to ask you small problems. You have to calculate the working capital. They're going to ask you the problems for you, and we are like, this is a working capital. Again, I have told you it is a, we have to meet our short day-to-day working of our organization. We have to meet our obligation. Like, see here, your current assets always have to be more than your current liabilities. Then only you are able to pay your liabilities on time. Current liabilities means short-term obligation you have to pay. If you are able to pay these liabilities, then only your organization will succeed in the near future. Otherwise, you are moving towards bankruptcy or closing down the company if you are not managing your working capital correctly. If there is always negative working capital. Negative working capital, I have told you, current assets are less than your current liabilities. In that case,
Yes,
if this is happening for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, or maybe 2, 3, 4 years, then you will feel that, or your organization moving towards the bankruptcy or closure of the organization if you are not able to manage your working capital requirements. Okay. Now I'm going to end the session. Thank you for attending. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.